Thanks for staying with us here on STL TV Live. Here with me today now is Nick Lang and Liz Murphy from Laumeier Sculpture Park. Tell me about the uniqueness of Laumeier Sculpture Park.
Nick?
Well, we're a St. Louis County park with 105 acres, and that is dedicated solely to outdoor sculpture. So you kind of have a unique experience of, seeing art in a different context. It's outdoors and in nature versus indoors in a gallery setting.
Liz, they call this a living laboratory. Explain that.
So a living laboratory, it's a lot of fun because we have artists that come out who normally might work in a gallery space. So they're inside, they're not dealing with the elements. In this case, they get to look at their artwork and figure out how it would interact with the elements. So we are a living laboratory in that we bring people in, they get to experiment with their artwork in the space.
And tell me about the mission.
The mission, so we are a living laboratory, that is in our mission, and our mission is really to bring in new and diverse artists to experiment with our space as well as with their artwork, and then also take artists who have been around for a while and try and reinterpret their artwork into our space.
Has that mission changed or evolved at all from the beginning to now?
I cannot
as things
speak
have
to that.
changed.
Perhaps Nick might know.
I'm not really certain. I don't know.
I think that we have stayed the same in that we are always trying to push the boundaries of contemporary art, but we might have evolved over time as contemporary art itself has evolved.
What kind of people do you have come through Laumeier?
Well, we will have, do you mean as our visitors or
Visitors.
the artists? The visitors will have everyone from dog walkers to stay-at-home moms to families. We might have bus tours coming through wanting to see a particular exhibition, something like that.
What about the artists? Nick?
What about the artist?
Tell me about some of the people who have artwork within the museum.
Okay, well, we've almost been around for 40 years, so we have a wide range of artists that maybe had gotten an early start during the, 40 years ago, and we're constantly bringing in new artists that maybe aren't, familiar with making outdoor pieces, but this is usually the first time that they have to do that sort of thing. So it's a really wide range of artists, and even not only local and national, but also international artists too.
And is that important for people to understand this is an outside project? Because obviously if somebody's constructing or putting something together for something that will be inside, it's it's maybe a different vision, because this has to stand weather the test of time,
right,
outside. So is that always a consideration as well?
It's something that the artist has to consider. That not only is it exposed to the elements, you have freezing, heat, rain, wind, but you also have the potential for people to climb on it, or you can never really totally predict what's going to happen outdoors. So it's a little bit different than being indoors in a gallery.
You guys brought some pictures as well, right?
We did, yes.
Tell me what we're going to see when we go to Laumeier Sculpture Park.
You are going to see over 60 different art pieces. They are large sculptural pieces, anything from something figural like the Jonathan Brofsky. You'll see Donald Judd's fully conserved piece outside of its fence now, and then a bunch of just different types of artwork.
What are we looking at there? Now that's a new piece, right?
Yes, that is the fully conserved Donald Judd Untitled 1984. So that's it upon its completion. And this is all three of the cubes together here.
And I was going to tease that coming up after the break. I thought we were going to show some other photos as well. But now, why is that so special? Because that is interesting. So what am I supposed to think when I see that? I guess I shouldn't ask that, right?
No, you can. It's okay.
I mean, okay, so I'm there and I'm watching this. It could just be three constructed pieces to me, but there's got to be actually a bigger meaning behind it.
Well, this is considered minimalist artwork. So, the artist's whole idea behind this was to create simplistic form.
Okay.
So it doesn't represent anything. It's non-objective. And it's made out of materials that normally you wouldn't think of as being artistic materials. In this case, it's concrete. And you don't have any evidence of the artist's hand. So this is a lot different than a painting where you would see how an artist used a brush stroke. This is different, and it's about the way that you interact with it. So there's three individual cubes, and you can walk through there, and there's different vistas walking through there, and it's just simple form. There's nothing to be it's not made to look like something.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about that on the other side of the break. But let's take a quick break, and we'll be right back to talk with Nick and Liz from Laumeier Sculpture Park in a moment.